I was very upset and told her to go away because it was all just too little too late, but she had the audacity to say that I couldn't just shoo her away like this because it was her wedding day and she'd personally shown up to invite me, even though this could mean that she'd end up being late to her own wedding. I was already pretty upset, and when she said that, I got even more annoyed, so I snapped and told her that I didn't ask her to come all the way here to invite me, and it made no difference to me at this point if I was there at her wedding or not. She started bickering with me on the phone after that, insisting that it was a big deal that she'd come to invite me personally and that instead of being so arrogant, I needed to just suck it up and stop overreacting. I didn't even say anything and disconnected the call again because I didn't want to waste my morning arguing with her. After I hung up on her, I heard her scream and call me the B word from outside the door and then kick it. I wanted to call the cops but didn't because it was 6 in the morning and I was still drowsy. I heard her drive away after that, so I also went back to sleep and decided that I'd talk to my mother about this later. It was hard because I was still very upset, but after half an hour, I managed to fall back asleep. At 9, when I finally woke up for real, I realized that my phone had been buzzing and that's what had woken me up. It was a number that I didn't recognize, but I thought that it could have been someone from work, so I answered it and it turned out to be my sister's husband. They'd found the time and energy to curse me out right after their ceremony and had managed to get all their friends to join in as well. The second I answered the call, her husband asked if it was me to confirm that it was me, and when I said yes, all of them started cursing at me and laughing. For 10 whole seconds, I could barely even say or process anything because of how loudly they were all speaking and the absolutely filthy things they were calling me. Then I hung up, and after a few minutes, I called my mother to ask her what the heck was going on. She told me that she had told my sister about the gift of the honeymoon the evening before the wedding because she thought that it would make my sister realize that she was wrong and then she'd come to me and apologize for everything. That didn't go as planned, and she said that she was sorry for revealing that to my sister even after I'd told her not to. Then I asked her about the phone call I'd received just now, and she told me that she had no idea about it because she and her friends were outside taking photos and she wasn't even standing near them, so she didn't hear anything. She was appalled that they'd behaved with me like that, but I really wasn't. This is exactly the kind of pettiness and stupidity I could expect from someone like my sister, and for the next couple of hours, I sat in my room while silently seething and planning what to do. I was mad at my mother too, but I knew her heart was in the right place, so I forgave her, but my sister needed to be put in her place. I could call the cops, but that wouldn't amount to anything, and she'd just be let off with a slap on the wrist while I'd be the monster who ruined my sister's wedding day. Without any other plan in mind, I thought that I'd just do for myself what I was going to do for her. Not the revenge part, but the Europe tour that I'd been planning to give her. So out of sheer anger and spite, I booked my tickets and even invited a friend of mine to accompany me, who agreed readily since he was always up for an adventure. This wasn't entirely personal either because I've been thinking about taking a vacation for a while now to spice up my life. I'd always played it safe when it came to big things like these and didn't ever do anything spontaneous just for the heck of it. So this was a personal thing for me too, and not just a way to make my sister feel bad about whatever had happened. 3 days ago, my friend and I left and I'm currently in France. I've been posting all about our trip on social media, and I knew that someone or the other would have told my sister at some point. We don't have a lot of common friends, but a lot of her friends do follow me online, and I purposely didn't remove anyone from her circle so they could watch whatever I posted and then go running to tell her about it. And that's exactly what happened. Someone or the other must have told her, and my mother called me up this morning to tell me that my sister was devastated and had been crying for hours after she saw me bragging about my Europe tour online. She told me that she understood why I wanted to do this, but also called me out for being petty and said that I should have at least considered the fact that I had more than a decade on her before taking things so far. My sister's apparently inconsolable, and my parents, other relatives, and even a couple of my friends think that rubbing this in her face is wrong. I feel like a jerk right now. Ida for rubbing my vacation in my sister's face after she went no contact with me because I refused to pay for the wedding dress she wanted to buy. Update 1. Hi, everyone, thank you so much for all the comments and the reassurance. It means a lot to me that so many people have such kind things to say about me. Some of you guys thought I was an idiot for wanting to do things for my sister and going overboard for her, and I agree with that as well. I did way too much for her and ended up spoiling her more than she deserved to. I guess I had been a bit of a pushover because I thought that she, being my family, would never treat me the way she treated others, but I was wrong about it. Evidently. I've also realized how unfairly my parents have been treating us both just because we have a significant age gap. Me being 11 years older doesn't mean my feelings matter less, so I don't understand why I'm being treated like that. When I was upset about her refusing to talk to me and insulting me just because of the dress, my parents decided that they were going to take a step back and not meddle in our personal affairs, but now, just because my sister's the one who's upset, they're all involved in stuff. It seems really unfair to me, and while I haven't confronted them about this yet, I think I'll bring this up if my mother calls me up again.